outrightly say no foreigners.
Yeah, I notice when I go in stores and stuff, I'm followed around like real close and stuff. And I notice they don't do that for other people, so yeah.
I don't think I'll ever find a job.
I think Japanese are a bit lonely people.
Even though I grew up in Japan.
Hold on, why he say he think Japanese people are lonely people? What? I think I never find a job. I think Japanese are a bit lonely people. Why though?
Are a bit lonely people.
Even though I grew up in Japan, living here is quite a challenge for me. So I can only imagine what it
That's
is
the best celebrate my birthday, man. Happy birthday, bro.
Asking foreigners about the struggles and challenges they face in Japan.
Man, I hope you enjoyed yourself, bro. Hold on, damn, what this man just say?
They face in Japan. Let's go.
Hey.
Okay, so what struggles have you had living in Japan just in the past few weeks?
Like, for example, wearing masks because many of the foreigners, they, in Europe, they don't wear masks anymore. So
damn, they still got this little COVID shit thing with the mask in Japan? Like, bruh. Cause I sure don't be seeing, I be seeing like some people in hospitals and shit like that wear they mask, but they normally wear that shit in there anyway.
here, if I have a mask on or don't have a mask, I get those looks of like, oh, she's not wearing a mask or something like this. So
look at me, I'm sweating. It is so hot in Japan, and like especially working in a corporate Japanese environment where everyone's wearing a suit and tie. I'm literally coming to work drenched in sweat, and no one else in Japan sweats.
I thought Australia was pretty hot too.
Yeah, but everyone sweats in Australia. No one sweats here in Japan. I didn't get that Asian gene.
It's very difficult to make friends in Japan, to have like a very close contact, like deep contact. I think Japanese are a bit lonely people. Yeah, they don't really want to have a contact with somebody, not that much.
To be honest, it's a bit lonely. It's not like I can't make friends or anything, but with natives or locals, it's pretty hard to become friends with.
I feel like living in another country too, though, trying to actually learn their language. I feel like Japanese is a hard language to learn, but I mean, it might be easy for some people.
With them because I don't get the cultural references that they do. I didn't grow up here. I don't have any roots here like that. And I can't even use the, oh, I'm a foreigner pass because I'm not a foreigner in their eyes. So then I'm kind of just like outcasted in a way.
Yes, we've been to Fujisan yesterday and there was no trash in the street, so we have to take our trash bag and try to find a dustbin somewhere, which is different from our country.
I would say mainly the language barrier. Like, of course, I don't speak Japanese yet. Getting around, transporting, because, I got to read the signs and stuff, and they're in Japanese as well.
Traveling with the train system and everything was like a big change for me. To know like where you have to go and like how you get there with Google Maps, it's okay, but it is complicated because there are like so many options and ways to get to your destination.
You live in a society where majority of the people are Japanese, looking how we look, and Japanese people not growing up in a diverse
culture. So I wonder, do he know Japanese? Because like them folks said 7 years, damn.
Culture, some things may come off rude for me in my experience, but I sometimes gotta remind myself that, try to look from their perspective. So
Obviously, I look Asian, so everyone here just assumes that I'm Japanese. But I'm Vietnamese and from Australia. So when people come up to me, they always speak to me in Japanese, and then I look at my friend who looks Caucasian. I'm like, it's him.
He knows Japanese.
They'll continue speaking to me, and I feel like I've disappointed them. I like to find a job while I have nothing to do. It's kind of hard because
she can't say they disappointed because like not everybody speak this shit. And just because she look like that, man, you can have some motherfucker that's born in America just visiting Japan or some shit. They Japanese, but they don't know how to speak this shit.
I can't really speak the language super well, and so when they tend to speak very fast, I'm very confused. I don't think I'll ever find a job.
Have you guys faced any discrimination because you're a foreigner?
Yeah, I feel like there is a bit of racism out here. They don't exactly accept African Americans. So yeah, I notice when I go in stores and stuff, I'm followed around like real close and stuff. And I notice they don't do that for other people. So yeah, I am treated differently than other people. I mean, they're nice people, don't get me wrong, but you'll see it sometimes.
I live in Osaka, like it's pretty chill. Like I've never faced discrimination down Osaka. Like
it's also good.
Hey, man, over there capping his ass. He just don't be paying attention, bro.
Bit different from Tokyo?
Yeah, it's too many damn people here.
Yeah, man. Maybe like 20 minutes ago, a taxi driver didn't even stop for us when I was just calling a taxi. Yeah, that's probably one of the easiest examples. Like, you see me, they don't want to pick me up. They'll stop,
During Corona, actually, we got super many bad looks when I was speaking Chinese because of the coronavirus. But I think it's getting better now, and I'm not ashamed of it, obviously.
I wouldn't say it's a struggle, but whenever I'm speaking English on the phone, literally like old people break their necks and give me the death stare.
The hardest time was when I was trying to find an apartment. There was a lot of times where, landlords
when I was trying to find an apartment.
Would outrightly say no foreigners. I would ask my realtor I'll pay extra. And yeah, they'd be like, dumb it. It took me like up to 6 months. They'd find out we're not Japanese.
Right.
And then they'd be like, yeah, next.
What would you change about Japan? I mean, nothing really. Just let Japan be.
Like, if there's anything you could change about Japan, what would it be?
I don't know how you would do it, but maybe like somehow include more diversity in this way.
Include, I mean, it just people don't want to go out there. I mean, they're just like China shit. Like, they just had it. They're really like all the places overseas, like Russia, straight Russian people. It ain't like the United States. United States really just diverse as hell because shit, just diverse.
I would want Japanese people, stop being shy and speak their true feelings. I feel like Japanese people, they don't speak their true feelings.
Cause like just like USA, we don't really just have a certain nationality. Like we just everything. You know what I'm saying? Like we can get anybody, Hispanics, we can get Mexican. I said Hispanic and Mexican. We can get anybody. We can get Chinese people, Japanese people, all type of Asian people, English. Like we really just got like one. Well, I ain't gonna just say we got one main language. We mostly speak English and shit though. It ain't like the USA over there. So I mean, it's really gonna be hard to get diversity over there
because they want to please people.
I wish people were a little bit more like friendly in a way. I'm used to the American way where people kind of just talk to whoever and they're kind of more open. Of course, like Japan has its really good sides, but that's probably the one thing where they kind of keep to themselves a little too much, I would say.
Probably the price, because it's super expensive here, and obviously our parents have to work really hard for the money, and I hate asking them for money, but then at the same time I don't have a job to save up, and then I can just go shopping sometimes, as you can see.
Maybe reducing the working hours or raising the minimum wage or something like that, because like this idle rate is very high here because very many people get overworked, so I think that's a huge problem.
I feel like it would be the follow culture. I think that I'm not quite sure, but the Japanese government said something about not having to wear masks, especially in the heat of the heat strokes and everything that people get. Maybe many Japanese just wear the mask because the others around them are wearing them. I feel like if that's broken up a little bit, then that could be something.
It could be a little bit better.
Yeah.
I think I would change the style. In my head, like Tokyo specifically is kind of more conservative. When you're out in like Shibuya or like Shinjuku, it's like kind of maybe a little bit more trendier. But when you go out into like the suburban areas, everyone is like super conservative and super monotone. Like I wear like all black, but I'm just like, oh, like maybe a little bit more oomph.
A little bit more oomph. Let me go read what some of these comments is. I am 48 years old, Japanese born and raised in the countryside of Japan. I learned English for the first time in my junior year of high school. But at the time, there were no foreigners around, and I never heard any English conversation. I'm probably an ordinary Japanese guy. As the woman in the video points out, Japan has a follow the people around you culture. The reason why many people still wear masks is that people around them wear masks. Oh, I have to read out it. But I mean, everywhere you go though, foreigners be kind of having problems. Like even with America though, foreigners be having problems with shit though. So it is what it is though. I don't know too much to say.